You guys, what in the world is going on with Kody Brown? The man who once ruled over a 20-plus member household with his signature curls and cowboy boots has suddenly shown up looking like he walked off the set of a toothpaste commercial. That old, grizzled grin, gone, that tired, bitter energy we saw in those emotional tell-alls, replaced with a freshly polished smile and a weird sense of swagger. And fans everywhere are asking the same question. Why now? Hey friends, welcome back to TLC's Sister Wives Secret. I'm Olivan today. We're diving straight into the story behind Kody Brown's shocking makeover. If you've been keeping up with Sister Wives, then you already know this isn't just a midlife crisis with veneers. No, this is deeper. This is about image control, ego, and the fallout of a man watching his polygamous empire crumble right beneath him. Make sure to hit that subscribe button if you're as obsessed with the real, raw drama behind reality TV as I am, and leave me a comment below. What do you think Kody's really trying to prove with this sudden glow up? Because listen, this transformation didn't happen in a vacuum. It came right after Christine left him, right after Janelles said she was done, and not long after Mary quietly bowed out of the picture. Now he's down to one wife, Robin, and an increasingly distant relationship with his kids. And suddenly, he's getting expensive dental work and spending millions on real estate? Something tells me this isn't just about smiling for the camera. Let's get into it. Because the Kody we're seeing today might look shinier on the outside, but underneath, there's still a whole mess the cameras couldn't hide back when Sister Wives first aired. Kody Brown presented himself as a confident, spiritual leader of a big, unconventional family. He had for wives Mary, Janelles, Christine, and later Robin, and together they raised 18 children across multiple households. The whole thing was supposed to be built on faith, unity, and shared purpose. At least, that's how it looked from the outside. But over time, those cracks started to show. And now, they split wide open. Christine was the first to walk away. She'd spent years feeling like she was last on Kody's list, emotionally neglected and constantly pushed aside, while Robin seemed to take center stage. And when she finally said, "I'm done," in season 17, it shocked fans, but it shouldn't have. Her exit was filled with quiet dignity, but the impact on Kody? Devastating. His ego was bruised, and suddenly the perfect polygamist image he clung to began to fall apart. Then came Janelles, in season 18. We saw how years of tension, especially during the pandemic, reached a boiling point. She defended her kids, clashed with Kody over parenting, and eventually chose independence over continuing to live in what had become a toxic, one-sided relationship. Their split wasn't just personal, it was ideological. And finally, Mary. After years of emotional distance and the infamous catfishing scandal, she and Kody officially ended things in 2022. By then, it felt like she'd already been on her own for a long time. By season 19, Kody was a different man. Bitter, emotional, and visibly shaken. He broke down over the loss of his family structure. He openly admitted that many of his kids had stopped talking to him. The man who once believed he was the center of a spiritual empire now sat alone, wondering how it all slipped through his fingers. Now, with 3 wives gone, all eyes are on the last one standing, Robin, Kody's so-called favorite. The wife he legally married and the one who always seemed to have his full attention, even when the rest of the family was falling apart. But here's where things get complicated, because even with Robin by his side, the picture isn't nearly as perfect as Kody wants us to believe. In season 19, we watched Kody say over and over again that he wants to rebuild relationships with his kids. He talked about regrets. He said he missed his family. But every time the conversation got real, every time someone asked if he'd go the extra mile to reconnect with his children, he pulled back. And the reason? Robin. He said it flat out. He won't do anything that could risk her happiness or peace of mind. It's a strange contradiction, because while he's claiming Robin is his rock, the one person who stood by him, we're also seeing her unravel. She's cried on camera. She said this isn't the life she wanted. She's openly admitted that being the only wife left doesn't feel like winning. It feels like being stuck with all the pieces of a broken puzzle. And let's be honest, Robin's not exactly glowing in these recent episodes. There's a quiet distance between them sometimes, even when they're sitting together. Kody will try to play it cool, talk about moving forward, talk about their beautiful home and their new life. But Robin's body language tells a different story. She looks worn out, isolated, almost like the reality of being the last wife standing is heavier than she ever imagined. So yes, Kody says he's prioritizing her, but at what cost? Because protecting Robin has come at the expense of nearly every other relationship he's ever had. Let's talk about the makeover, because Kody Brown didn't just change his teeth. He changed his entire vibe. If you've seen the recent cameo videos or caught clips from season 19, then you've seen it. The new pearly white smile, The fresh veneers that fans say look straight out of a beauty pageant, and a noticeable shift in the way he carries himself. This isn't the same grumpy, heavy-eyed Kody we saw spiraling through Christine and Janelles' exits. This is polished, post-divorce Kody, and people have questions. Reddit lit up when fans spotted his updated look. Screenshots of his cameos got hundreds of comments, some laughing, some confused, many calling him out. One user joked that his new teeth gave off American Girl doll energy, while another said they looked like flippers toddlers wear in pageants. Ouch. But honestly, people weren't just reacting to the teeth, they were reacting to the intent behind them. Because when someone like Kody, who's been emotionally unraveling on national TV, suddenly starts flexing a Hollywood smile, the message feels bigger than just dental hygiene. Let's be real, this isn't about confidence, it's about control. When everything else in his life feels like it's slipping away, his marriages, his kids, his public image, Kody is turning to the one thing he can control: his appearance. He's using it as a weapon, a signal, a way to say, I'm still here, I'm still desirable, and I've moved on without you. And it's not just the teeth. He's selling property at a profit, dropping nearly $2 million on a new house, and reportedly showering Robin and himself with luxury purchases. It all fits the pattern, the wealth, the upgrades. The designer's smile, they're not just signs of moving forward. They're calculated moves to rewrite the story, to show the world, especially his ex-wives and estranged kids, that he's not broken, he's thriving. But is that really true? Or is it just a high-gloss cover over years of unresolved pain and rejection? Because from the outside, Kody might look better than ever, but behind that bright new smile, fans can still see the same old wounds of all the splits Kody went through. None seemed to shake him quite like Christine's when she left. It wasn't just a quiet retreat, it was a full-blown declaration of independence. And what hit even harder? She moved on fast, and she moved on happy. Her relationship with David Woolley has been nothing short of joyful. And every photo, every public post, every glimpse into their life together just radiates peace. Something Christine hadn't shown in years while stuck in that fractured plural marriage. But here's where it gets interesting. Kody hasn't been quiet about Christine's new chapter, not by a long shot. During the season 19 tell-all, he made a few jabs that fans immediately picked up on. One that stuck out, when he claimed Christine and David make their lives about me and Robin. Think about that. The man who couldn't show Christine affection for years now believes she's fixated on him. Even after marrying someone else, it was bitter, defensive. Like Kody couldn't stomach the idea that she truly let him go. And that's why so many fans think Kody's makeover has more to do with Christine than anyone else. Because while she's glowing with real happiness, Kody's glow-up feels artificial. He's throwing on veneers and flashing a fresh smile, but emotionally, he's stuck in comparison mode. His comments hint at jealousy, even obsession. He can't seem to accept that she found what he never gave her: emotional safety, love, and consistency. So maybe Kody's transformation isn't just about looking good. Maybe it's about trying to keep up with the woman who finally stopped waiting for him to change. Because Christine didn't just move on, she left a mirror behind in Kody's new image. It's starting to look like a desperate attempt to outshine her reflection. Janelle's story is one of standing firm in the face of pressure. And it's one of the clearest cracks in Kody's once tightly controlled world. When the pandemic hit, Kody tried to impose strict rules that, honestly, felt like demands cloaked in concern. But Janelle wasn't about to just fall in line. Instead, she pushed back. She made it clear she was prioritizing her sons, her autonomy, and her own sense of what was right over Kody's wishes, choosing to focus on her land, caring for her pets, and asserting her independence. Janelle sent a message louder than words. She wasn't going to be controlled anymore. For a man whose whole identity was wrapped up in leading and managing a large, complex family, this was a blow. It wasn't just that she disagreed. It was that she actively chose a path where Kody's influence was limited. We saw this tension surface during season 18 and 19. Janelle's choices made it clear she was building a life outside the boundaries Kody wanted to set. And how did he respond? Not with open arms or understanding, but with a defensive posture that felt, frankly, like an attempt to regain power. The transformation we see in Kody, especially his new look, the fresh smile, and that sharper, more controlled image, comes across as a direct reaction to Janelle's refusal to be anyone's puppet. It's like Kody is saying, look at me, I'm still relevant, I'm still in control. Even as one of his strongest wives asserts that she's moving forward on her own terms, Janelle's independence unsettled him, and his makeover becomes less about healing and more about fighting back. She's no longer the compliant wife who followed his lead. And that loss of control is visible in his desperate need to reinvent himself. So when you watch the show and see Janelle thriving on her own, remember it's a statement of refusal. To be held back, to be silenced, or to be tamed. And for Kody, That independence isn't just inconvenient, it's a challenge she's struggling to handle. One smile and new outfit at a time. There's something deeply emotional when it comes to Kody and Mary's relationship, the tension, the lingering feelings, and that undeniable sense of loss. One moment that really stands out is when Kody broke down on camera over Mary's decision to move to Utah. You could see the raw pain in his eyes, the kind of grief that's not just about a wife moving away, but about losing a piece of the family he desperately wants to hold on to. Kody's words about Mary, calling her his favorite ex-wife, hit fans hard. It wasn't just a casual comment, it was layered with meaning. It felt like an admission that, despite everything, Mary holds a special place in his heart, maybe the last thread keeping him connected to what their family once was. Now, there's a lot of speculation about what Kody's feelings really mean. Is he just nostalgic? Or is he hoping to rekindle something with Mary? Especially since she's currently single? We know Mary's journey has been complicated, filled with ups and downs, heartbreak and resilience. And seeing Kody's emotional reaction makes you wonder if he sees an opening, a chance to rebuild what they lost before everything fell apart. The truth is, with all the chaos in his life, the breakups, the estranged children, and the public scrutiny, Mary might represent something familiar and comforting. She's a one ex-wife who hasn't moved on romantically like Christine or Janelles, and that could mean a lot to Kody right now. Watching these moments unfold, you get a sense that Kody's not just trying to reinvent himself physically, but emotionally too, and maybe, just maybe, that includes hoping for a fresh start with Mary. So here we are, looking at Kody Brown's big makeover, and all the drama wrapped up in it. On the surface, it's easy to see the flashy new smile, the updated wardrobe, and the confident posture. But underneath all that, what does it really mean? Is Kody truly healing from the emotional wounds? Or is this just a mask and image carefully crafted to make him look like he's thriving, while the real mess still brews beneath? The truth is, despite all the changes, the heart of the problem hasn't disappeared. Kody's still distant from many of his children, and the fractures with his ex-wives are wide and deep. Christine is happily remarried and moving forward. Janelles has embraced her independence and refuses to fall back into the old family patterns. Even Mary, the favorite ex-wife, is living her own life, uncertain if there's any real future. With Kody, they're all thriving without him, carving out their own happiness and stability. That's the real emotional core here. Kody's makeover might make headlines, but it doesn't erase years of neglect, favoritism, or broken trust. You can't just polish the outside when the inside is still struggling. Fans watching the show can feel that tension. There's a sense of a man trying desperately to control the narrative by changing his look and flaunting his wealth. But it doesn't necessarily mean he's repaired the damage that tore his family apart. It raises a bigger question: can cosmetic changes and public image really fix what's been broken by years of emotional distance? Or is this just another chapter in a story about control, pride, and a longing to reclaim power in a family that's moved on without him? Whatever the answer, Kody's journey is far from over. For many fans, it's a heartbreaking reminder that true healing takes more than just a new smile. It takes facing the hard truths, owning mistakes, and rebuilding trust, things that can't be bought or worn like a new outfit. I'm Oliva from TLC's Sister Wives Secret. What do you think? Can Kody's transformation be more than skin deep? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for all the latest on your favorite Sister Wives drama.